the one off your homework. Let me finish these and then I'll get you. 3x minus 2 times x plus 4. 3x minus 2 times x plus 4 is less than or equal to 3x minus 8. Let's see. Brandon, step 1, what would you do? Stay awake so you'll know. What would you do? Hang on a second. Grant. By not 2, negative 2. Good job. So we have 3x, negative 2x, negative 8 is less than or equal to 3x minus 8. Questions? What comes next, Randy? Join your x's. Good job. Over here we have 3x minus 2x, which is 3x minus 2x is 1x. And if it makes you feel comfortable, guys, go ahead and start putting 1x. That's fine. Okay, what's next, Joseph? You can. You can either do that. I would actually move the 1x. Because if you move 3x over, you got to do minus 3x. And you see you have negative. If you're comfortable with negatives, that's fine. If you're not comfortable with negatives, move your 1x over here and do minus 1x. And then mark that out. Not negative. 2x minus 8. Tommy, what's next? Good job. Move my minus 8 over here and make it plus 8. Well, what is that? 0 is less than or equal to 2x. A lot of people would stop there and put something to the effect of no solution or something. No, we've still got a solution. Just keep going. Dakota, what's next? Divide by 2. So do we flip our symbol over? No. No, because you're dividing by positive. So you have 0 divided by 2. 0 is less than or equal to x. X is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, flip it around. If 0 is smaller than x, then x is bigger than 0. That is a solution. Here's 0. What's on the right of it? 1, left, negative 1. Open or close circle. Shade to the... That's it. So this is another way of saying all the... Well, not necessarily all the whole numbers, all the positives and 0. X is greater than or equal to 0 is the same way of saying all the positive numbers and 0. Yeah, possibility. I'll work for one for you in a second. 2m plus 7 times m minus 1 is greater than or equal to 26. Again, another reason I skipped this chapter is also this should give you extra practice with what we just finished. Right. So step 1, try it for me, Anthony. Good job. So I now have what? Negative 7. Good job. Is greater than or equal to 26. Let's see. Jake. Next step. What do I do? And how many do I have? No. 9m. Minus 7 is greater than or equal to 26. Any questions? Samantha, what do I move next? I've got to get m by itself. So I've got to move this and this, the 9 and negative 7. Which one's first? Why? Because Joseph said so. Because addition and subtraction is first. Okay, whatever's attached is last. Addition and subtraction first. Minus 7 moves it over, becomes plus 7. Any questions? Mark it out. 9m is greater than or equal to, anybody? 33. Last step. Divide by 9. M is greater than or equal to. There's several different ways you can do this. Get into this habit. That's a fraction. That's also a division problem. Fractions, division problems, the same thing. Before you divide it, you know what I would do? I noticed something about 33 and 9. Both of them's divisible by 3. So reduce that for me. Well, reduce it first. 11 thirds, right? You could leave it like that, I don't mind. You could also say, let's see, 11 thirds is the same thing as 3 are going to 11 3 times with 2 left over. 3 and 2 thirds. or you could write it as 3 anybody? 6 repeating. Good job. Yes, sir. Okay. Good question. Let's do it with the 11/3. Here's 11/3. What would come after 11/3? How many thirds? No. 11/3. Next would be 12/3. Yeah. Because the bottom's telling, yeah. And then before that would come 10/3. Right? But what about this? What is 12/3? What's 12 divided by 3? Because is that not 12 divided by 3? That's 4 wholes. So 11/3, again, you could also write that if you want to do it as 3 2/3. 10/3 is 3 1/3. Either way you want to do it, 3 1/3, 3 2/3, 4. Does that make sense? It's the same thing. Or we could write it as that was 3.6 repeating, and this is 3.3 repeating. Okay, either way you want to write it. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to put on your number line, as long as... My biggest thing on the number line is that you have equal increments. If you're going to go up to 4 from there, then I want you to go down a third as well. So, greater than or equal to. There's or equal to, greater than, to the right. Question. Last problem, and then I'll work some of y'all's fraction problems for you. Oh no, it's a word problem. We hate word problems, but they're not that bad. A company reimburses, I'm going to work it since I have room, I'm just going to work it right here below it. It says a company reimburses its sales personnel for work-related travel. A salesperson can choose one of 2 options. With option A, the salesperson receives a fixed amount of $150 per month. With option B, the salesperson receives $45 a month plus 35 cents a mile traveled. Under what conditions is option B more beneficial to the salesperson than option A? So first off, let's talk about how you get paid here. Option A, what do you get paid? No, option A you get $150. $150 per month. Option B, $45 a month, 30 cents a mile, or 35 cents a mile. But what do we not know? How many miles? So $45 plus, how do you write that? 35 M, and be careful. Notice what I did there. That's $45. This is 35 cents. So, because if you don't, if I put just plain old 45 plus 35 M, that'd be a nice paycheck. Because that means you're getting $45 plus $35 a mile. But you don't, you give 35 cents a mile. It is. It's very similar. Yeah. Yep. That's it, yeah. And we want to know under what conditions is option B more beneficial to the salesperson. We want to know when option B, when you make more money with option B than you do with option A. So how do you set that up? There you go. 150 is less than, and since we're talking about more beneficial, let's not do or equal to, because when it's equal, they're equally beneficial. We want to know when it's just more beneficial. So 150 is less than 45 plus 0.35 M. We want to know when is this amount of money less than this amount of money. It's pretty much what we're looking for. Or when this amount of money is greater than this amount of money. Same thing. 2 steps, guys. What's for step 1? Subtract 45. So we now have, what is that? 105 is less than 0.35 M. Anybody got a calculator? Next step, what do we do to both sides? Divide by 0.35. So we've got to do 105 divided by 0.35. 300 is less than M, but we want the M first. M is greater than 300. Explain to me what that means. What is M? What does M stand for? The miles. So when your miles is greater than 300, what's true? Option B is more beneficial. When the miles are greater than 300, so if you go 299 miles, which one's more beneficial? A. If you go 301 miles, which one's more beneficial? B. And you could test that. If you plug in 301 miles for that, you're going to make $150.35. So you get a little bit more money. Does that make sense? What's true about when M equals 300? And I kind of told you this answer a while ago. When M equals 300, what's true? They're the same. That's the break, I guess you could call it the break-even point. If you plug in 300 miles, you should get $150. So whether A or B, you're going to get the same amount of money. So we work problems later on talking about phone companies, and certain phone companies charge you, and this is real life, guys. Certain phone companies will charge you a higher upfront fee, but less money down the road for minutes. And this other phone company might charge you a lower upfront fee, but more per minutes. And all depending if I say, okay, well, I talk 200 minutes a month. Which one's more beneficial to me? That's what this type of problem is. So any question before we move on?